In this video, we're going to fix an issue which we are having for a long time, and this is a hard-coded user ID when we create a new blog. So in order to do that, we have a few options. One of the options is basically to use to go and find the authenticated user by auth.onAuth state changed, and then find out the user, and if the user exists, just find the ID and then pass the ID when we create a blog here. I'm going to take another approach just for these purposes, and that approach is just using local storage. So when we create a user in Firestore, we can easily just set local storage. So in order to do that, we can just say local storage.set item, and that's a key value. So we're going to just give it a key, and it will be best blog, I don't know, with Next.js. So this one should be unique. While we're here, let's just fix this one. So it is going to accept a key and value. In order to have a unique key, just to not mix it with other websites or other project we're working on, let's quickly go to our env and see if we can use anything here. Probably project ID, or we can just easily go and create another one while we're here. So I'm going here and just say project authenticated user ID. Let's just say local storage. And I will just put this one. It's a very long name, but at least it makes sense. Project local storage authenticated user ID. So it will be, this is what we're going to call it, best blog ever underscore user ID. So this is actually the key we're going to use. And in order to use this one, if you remember, we should go back to next config and then pass it to our public. So we can just say anything. So I'm going here and say, for example, local storage user ID. So we can use basically this one. And what did we just call it? Very long name anyway. So let's quickly come back. Now that we have this one, we should be able to use it. And I'm going to close this one. And as you know, because we changed something in a next.config.js, we need to restart our server. So quickly, I'm going to restart the server, npm run dev. So while it's loading, I'll just go to the block sign in, and then we need to get the value. And so the value will be, we have the public runtime config. So we can come back here. What did we call it? Local storage user ID, which I think we should use the camel case. And again, we need to just restart the server. There we go. And so this is the key, and the value will be, we have created user, and when we create a user, well, create a collection or create a document in a collection, basically we'll have the ID back. And now when we log in for the first time, if the user doesn't exist, it will just set an item in a local storage. But how about if the user already exists, and for some reason, for example, now we have two users and they're already there, but we don't have this one. So we can come back here and just also paste it there. but in this case we don't have access to the created user, but we have the found user. So if I come back to the found user, I can say found user.id. We don't need this console log, so we can check it. In order to check that one, so I need to copy this one and go to the block create. Inside here, we can easily just, I'm going to just duplicate the line, comment the top one, and basically we don't need this bit, and instead of set item we should say get item, and we only pass the key. And then if we are in the block create, we need to have access to the public runtime config, so I'll just quickly go and copy everything. So now we should be able to get everything. So I'm going to delete these lines as well, and let's quickly check. So we're going to sign in. I'll just open the console to look what is happening. I'm trying to sign in with the Twitter. So yes, authorize. There we go. We logged in, and if you go to application, local storage, and we have best blog ever user ID. And if you go and create a blog, and if I save it now, it will automatically pick up my Twitter account. So that's cool. If I go to homepage, I have this one. But we need to make sure when we sign out, we delete that key from the local storage. So in order to do that one, I'm going again to copy this line, go to the navbar. When we sign out here, I'm just going to quickly just say, oh, we don't need this bit. So I'm going to, instead of get item, now just remove item, and it will be deleted. Let's just check if we have these two. No, we don't. I'm going to bring them quickly here. And while we are there, I can see we are setting state without checking the is mounted. So I'm going to just wrap this one around this line as well. And there we go. So we have everything we needed. Yes. And now look at this one when I sign out. So when I sign out, that one is deleted. Okay, by now we can create a blog with a dynamic user, whatever user we logged in with. And then we also can create sign in with 4 different providers. We can also add other things, but I think for these purposes that's enough. So this is it for this video.